Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Blade and Soul live stream. This is our last
What,
live stream
what?
for the year.
Wait. 2020 is coming to an end?
2020 is coming to an end.
Okay.
So it's very exciting because we are talking about our game update today. uh, one second, folks. Just need to check on
Yeah,
something
we have
really quick.
a lot of things to show you today. We have an exciting stream. Um, we have Trovemas. We have the night before Trovemas. Maybe even the nightmare before Trovemas. Um, it's gonna be a fun time. We're going to laugh, maybe cry, and yeah, we're going to show you some
This
gameplay and show you some new things.
Well, thank you so much,
We
Brett. Sorry, I kind of fumbled and lost a couple of my words there. So, today we are talking about Grim Tidings, our December update, which mostly features our heroic dungeon and the Blade Dancer third specialization. So, very exciting. Me and Brett has been working through it, learning through it.
Uh-oh, I think we lost Linda's
So,
audio, but I think what she's trying to say is that we have some events in addition to showing you the third spec Blade Dancer, which we will definitely show in detail. You saw some of it in the intro video there, but we have some events to go through as well as some new tiers of items to show you. Maybe even a giveaway or some other things going on that we can tell you about. Linda, are you
yeah,
back? Okay, Linda's back.
for
Linda's
sure,
back.
for sure. Oh, I'm good. I'm good. Just I'm hearing all these different sounds, so it's like throwing me off a little bit there. So thank you, Brett. So before we jump right into the House of Idols, we're gonna show you this new heroic dungeon, the boss, and then check out what's cool inside. Thanksgiving events are ending. The October events redemption period are also ending, so make sure to spend your October tokens and get all the or acquire all the November event items before the 16th. Now, just as a heads up, we did just post this notice on the forums as well that the Harvest Feast event item is going to expire on the 16th. So use that token and spin it on the Wheel of Fate because you won't be able to use it after that. All right. So House of Idols. So it's not part of the main story, but there's definitely some tie-in there, right, Brett?
Yeah, absolutely. I think like all of our major side stories and dungeons, there are some surprising ties to the main story, which I'm not going to reveal right now. But as you play through it, you'll get to figure out pretty quickly who's involved with this and why things are going on. Because 'twas the night before Trovemas, when all through the house, not a creature was stirring, except for a bunch of creepy puppets and children's toys that were suddenly possessed by ghosts. Um, this is a very unique dungeon. I think like I would say theme wise, it kind of reminds me of like Dream Song Theater, that sort of thing. And it's
Mm-hmm.
similar to in that it's a fairly short dungeon, but it does have a mini boss that's challenging. It does have a final boss that has some very unique um, things going on in terms of mechanics and that sort of thing. And it has some very cool rewards, both in terms of cosmetics and in terms of stuff that's useful for leveling up and
Definitely,
all that.
definitely.
Um,
So
would you like me to jump
I would have
into it?
no,
Yeah.
I would have mentioned it earlier, Brett. Like I thought I had some audio issues, and it was totally on my side, of course. And then I had the stream running, so I was getting like this double audio interference. So it was like completely throwing me off. So,
Gotcha.
anyways, all good now, folks. So that was a technical issue on my end. So, yes,
Yeah.
House of Idols.
Yeah. Apologies for that. We are obviously still in lockdown, as I'm sure many of you are. Hope you're all staying
Yes,
safe and
yes.
staying sane, as we are trying to do. So yeah, bear with us. We are not in our usual studio. We are both in our homes, and we're doing the best we
Mhm.
can. But you want me to talk about let's go to my client real quick, and we can talk a little bit about House of Idols. So this is my favorite NCSoft Princess Pocahontas, and she is hanging out
Everybody loves
in the House of
Pocahontas.
Idols. Um, so let me show you where I'm at on the map here. So as you can see, I am in Urito Village, House of Idols. Ara, who does our maps for us, put in the House of Idols for us, and she was like, you know what? These maps are getting a little crowded, and she ain't wrong, folks. But this is where the House of Idols is. You will receive a letter. I think I bring it up here. That says quite simply House of Idols, which, believe it or not, is the quest that will take you to the House of Idols quest. So you receive a letter from the Eurito Adventurers Club, which of course is a group of like 8 to 13-year-old kids in Eurito Village who are super excited about doing scary stuff, and they found out about this house that belonged to a rich person that's passed away in Eurito Village, and of course there's weird stuff going down at the house, and they want to check it out. So you go to Eurito Village. If you go to Eurito Village, uh, which again, just as a reminder, is in the continent of Solok here. So Solok,
Everything's in
Eureka
Solot.
Village, everything's in Solok. Um, so if you go to Eureka Village, you want to look for a woman named Yeoman. She will answer the letter quest, and she will also have the daily quest, which you can do. And then once you jump into the actual dungeon, like I am here, there will be a cutscene. No spoilers, you're not going to see it now, but that kind of gives you an idea of why the house is suddenly haunted, why things are going down. But the gist of this house, which I'll show off a
You
little bit
guys
here,
hearing that? But not you, Brandy.
the
The
creepy
little,
dolls, the creepy
yeah, the
doll
creepy
voices.
voices in the background.
Yeah, there's creepy little hexed dolls in here. So this is a house that belonged to a wealthy Eurito villager. Oops, sorry for the camera. There, named Mr. Amocha. Mr. Amocha was sort of like a Santa Claus figure. He did this big festival for the kids every year. He gave out toys. But it turns out Mr. Amocha was making all his money. The reason he was rich and gave away all these toys was because he was basically an arms dealer. So he heard an oracle that the spirits of the people he killed were going to haunt him. That's how he got all his money. So he became paranoid and built a house full of traps and creepy dolls that are basically idols to his false self. And now, of course, the house is haunted. So because I have GM stuff, I can bully my way through here a little bit. I know you guys probably love these puppets, but we're just gonna get here. So bear with me real quick as we just get rid of these guys.
Oh,
And
you're good, Brett.
I'll show you what's going on. Let's get rid of this punk.
Gotta bully your. Wow,
Okay.
you are really
Okay.
doing a great job bullying your way
Then
through.
this guy comes in, says, "What's going on? I want to make the biggest explosion ever." They blow up. And so I honestly, I just run away from the exploding doll because it can like insta kill you. Now, once the exploding doll blows up, you can go this way. But let me show you something on the map real quick. This is a little interesting. See how I'm going this way? But there is also this passageway down here, which you can access through another way. Once you access one, you can't access the other. So I'm going the way where there are more minions and mobs. If you go the other way, you can skip all that, but you have to go through some traps, which are pretty challenging. Honestly,
So,
I would say. Go ahead.
oh no, no. So I was just saying, Brett. Like, it's just based on your personal preference. Is one way just quicker than the other?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. You know, sometimes we have sections in our dungeons that have little like games or puzzles or that sort of thing. In this case, you don't have you get to choose. It's like, do I want to fight or do I want to do the basically like platform jumping? Like the more skilled movement stuff versus the combat stuff. So it's really completely up to you. I'm not sure how it works if you do it with a party. I think you can split up. I'm not sure that you can split up the party. Okay, nothing creepy about this. Why are there like random mannequins hanging from the ceiling? Can we talk about that situation?
It's the new holiday decorations.
I don't know what it is, but I
I
definitely
mean,
prefer the old school mistletoe. Call me old-fashioned. Um,
Maybe
yeah, I
it's
don't
a
know. I'm
summary
not
of
really
2020.
down. Yeah, right.
What did he just throw at you?
Um, yeah, these are just creepy dolls. The voices on these dolls are hilarious, by the way. You should. I'm not giving you much time to listen to them, but yeah. So creepy dolls attacking you, and then there's also
Creepy
you
teddy
never know
bear.
which of these mannequins hanging from the ceiling are going to fall from you, fall and attack you. Some of them do, some of them don't, and you have to, of course, clear them all before you can go on to the next area. So yeah, let me clear through this real quick. Bear with me. And we can show you the next area here. So this is a fairly short dungeon. It has a mini boss and then a final boss. And again, I have GM weapons. Pay no attention to what I'm doing in terms of my gameplay. How do I get to the next area? Here we go. More. Gosh, that is creepy. Why do they have them falling from the sky? It's like so inappropriate.
Extra creep factor.
Yeah,
Just the
that
little
was a
attention, the
total
little
waste of my
details,
ultimate
right?
credit.
Is
Um, and then we get to here. You see this gateway over here. This is where you would have come from if you had gone this other way. So this other way goes through here. And then you can see they both lead to this chamber, which is where the mini boss is. Um, this chamber here. So this guy reminds me of what's his name, Oogie Boogie from The Nightmare Before Christmas. He's like this big. Look at this guy. What is going on there? I don't know how I feel about that. He's got like little dolls hanging off of him and stuff. Um, but I will cheat
he's a
my
big
way
boy.
through. Yeah, he's a big boy, so he's pretty challenging. He's the first. He's the mini boss, although I use mini in quotation marks because the guy is not small. Um, so I, of course, just cheated and used GM commands to make him die because who wants to show mechanics on the stream? We're not going to show you guys the mechanics of the bosses. We never do that. Um,
No.
and then, if you make your way through here, you see the final boss. Now, this is kind of a unique boss because her name is Hexy Lexi. She's a marionette. Let's see if I can get closer without like fully. And so she's a boss, but she's
Uh-uh.
also basically like a creepy little girl. Um, so this is her
You woke her up,
playhouse,
Brett.
and she just wants people to play with, So yeah, I don't want to throw her; she will totally destroy me.
So how much HP does she have, Brett? Let's take a look.
How
See.
much HP does she have? Let's see. 4,902. No, 4,902,000,000.
I was like, oh, very nice.
Um,
You're on easy mode, right? Or
I think so. Yes.
you probably are. And then there is a
Yes.
hard mode version of this dungeon.
Um,
So
let's see if I can do this real quick and give you guys a better view of her while I talk. Okay. So you can see she's dressed like my character was because there might be a costume associated with this. But you can see she's a marionette. She has the wobbly knees. So again, her mechanics are really unique because it's all like puppet themed stuff. Like she'll wrap you up in like these cables and strings. She brings in other puppets. She brings in other creepy dolls. All kinds of stuff going on. Now, as usual, if you want to get the information on this dungeon, you can go to the map and you can hover over here. Or my favorite way is the old tried and true Control J. So you can see that Den of the Ancients is up here, and House of Idols is right around the same level. So in terms of difficulty, as usual, this will let you know for each of your specializations what type of gear you might need. Recommended attack power, easy, 1880 plus, hard, 2410 plus. And then if we go down here, we can look at some of the cool rewards. Um, there is a sealed idol weapon. There's an idol ring, which we will go over in a bit later because it's used to upgrade a new tier of ring. Nocturnal Scales, House of Idols treasure chest, which either gives you the agitator gloves which again we'll go over later, or the agitator ring. Spoiler alert: these are the feeder items that you need to get to the next tier of
Mm-hmm.
gloves or rings, which we'll go over later in the stream. Rare element, core chests. Idle threat is the new costume, which I'll show you in a bit. Some psyches. Hexylexi's psyche. That is a tongue twister of a name. Uh,
You
Nocturnal
named her.
scales. I did. I have my own self to blame. Triple threat gem chest. The divine splendor psyche chest. Some choice of psyche there, or possibility of psyche there, and of course some good old fashioned gold and whatnot. So yeah, that is House of Idols. Let me show you real quick the weapon. I'll show you the weapons first. Let's do the weapons first.
Oh, Lordy Brett. Your inventory.
Oh, I know it's so bad. It is so bad. Um, so this is the sword. This is the bracer. You know the question I always have, Linda, whenever we start showing off weapons, what is the bangle gonna look like? And
Oh,
more
of course.
importantly,
What color
the
is the
color.
bangle? That's everybody's
I
question.
actually like this. I like the staff for this one. It's just kind of simple, you know. All right.
Is that
Well,
the idol
drum
weapon?
roll. This is the idol weapon.
I
Ooh,
can't do a drum roll.
blue.
Oh, we got
Blue.
lucky.
If you're tired
That's
of
very nice,
orange, this is a
actually.
good way to go. I actually think this is a pretty cool bangle in general. Like, this little orb is the center of Hexylexi's staff, which is kind of cool. The axe. Lots of real estate to work with the axe. Uh,
A
the
lot of cleaving
dagger,
with the
which
axe.
now Linda, I have to tell you, the dagger and the razor look essentially the same. So I'm not going to show
They,
the razor. I'm
they
showing
are
the dagger.
essentially the same. The only thing that's different is the way it's sheathed. That's it. That's
You're
it.
not
That's
going to
it.
be upset with me if I don't show the razor.
No, it's fine.
I know,
It's
I
fine.
know, I know.
You know, I,
Warlock is kind of your jam, so I don't want to.
I really
The
enjoyed
pistol.
it. I didn't play the class when we first released it, but I have been enjoying it when we moved to
I feel like the
the
pistols
new
almost always
specialization.
look cool, even though I usually don't run gunslinger. Great sword for the warden. Of course, the bow for the Zen archer. And everyone's favorite new weapon. Ooh, the idle orb. Oh, I think there's a delay, so if I talk about something and it doesn't show up on screen yet, bear with me. All right, so those are the weapons. Should I show the costume real quick? Let's show the costume real quick. So as you can see, costume, as it pops up here, is modeled after Hexylexi's creepy marionette costume. Got some
Hmm.
old school pantaloons. Yeah, it looks like someone owns a thread shop and just couldn't decide like how they wanted to dress up their doll or something. I actually think this looks
I mean,
really good on
that's
the
the whole
lens.
point of dolls, right? You add all the layers and make them extra
Yeah, so many layers.
foo-foo,
And then
fluffy.
you got your pantaloons underneath, so you're keeping it classy, keeping it classy. Oh. The gentlemen look pretty regal, I will say. Like, I think this
Very
is a
regal.
good, yeah, gone male. I'm tired of just hanging around.
I was gonna say she's tired of just hanging around, Brett.
Get it? It's a puppet joke. Do you get it? It's funny, right?
Right, totally.
Anyways, she's tired of hanging around.
It went over my head.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
apologize. Sorry. I mean, some of you guys probably don't read quest lore, and some of you guys are like lore fanatics. So, you guys, if you don't read it, I do highly encourage you to read it because there is definitely good stuff in there. Brett, Pauline, and the Loke team, they do put a lot of good content to make it exciting, interesting, and
You are
I use it
too
a lot for
kind.
my writing. Oh, I think
Well,
it's
for
good. I
the
mean,
for the I was just going to say thank you very much. That's very nice of you. But for this dungeon in particular, the voice actor performances were just hilarious because you have like the creepy marionette,
hmm
you have the little creepy dolls. It has kind of a Nightmare Before Christmas Tim Burton vibe to it, the whole thing, which is appropriate because this is the night before Trovemas. Um, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the dungeon. Um, there will, of course, be new achievements related to some of the collections you can do and that sort of thing, and the
hmm
usual sets of achievements you would expect from a dungeon. Um, difficulty wise, like I said, it's about the level of Den of the Ancients. So it's up there, but it's not like the super difficult raids we have going on right now. So
Right.
lots to
It's
explore there, lots to
definitely
enjoy.
the
And
high tier
yeah, you
dungeon.
definitely want to get in on the new items
Yes, yes.
for sure.
Super. I did see a question pop up in chat. It was like, why
Yes.
did you guys choose to name the dungeon House of Idols?
That's a good question. So sometimes we have to name things, I'm going to be honest, before we have all of the information. But it looks like we couldn't tell if these were toys or idols or what they were. But also, I think Mr. Mocha basically his house became his idolized version of himself as this giver of toys. So Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Mocha's passed on, but the idols are like living idols in his memory now. So they're everything that's like cute and fun, but also creepy and wrong about Mr. Mocha who owns the house. Plus, there's all these just candles and like creepy things in the house that look like idols or look like shrines. So I think it kind of fits the look of the aesthetics of the house as well.
Mm-hmm.
But very good question. Very good question.
Awesome. Yeah, they would. I think the Korean version was nice, House of Dolls, but we like to change things up a little bit,
Yep,
and I think it's
that name
appropriate
works as well.
given the theme of Mr. Omocha and what his. Did you name him Mr. Omocha?
Yes, correct. And there's some other stuff tied to the lore and what's going on with the main story, but I don't want to talk about that. I'll let the players figure that out when they see the cutscene and everything else.
I just had a click in my head of like I was wondering why you named him that because it particular translation, particular.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go for it, Linda.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
for it.
Okay. Well,
You want
no,
to
I'm
share?
probably
You have something
horribly
to share out
wrong.
loud?
Well, no, it was just more along the lines of like, oh, mocha, doesn't that just mean toy?
There you go. There you go.
Yeah,
Maybe. I don't know. You
it
tell me.
means toy. I know it does. I know it does, Brett. It's one of my favorite animes I used to watch. And I was just like, wait,
Got it.
I've been reading the text and never actually clicked in my head like why he was named that way. Anyways, Mr. Toy. Interesting. I love that. Okay. Well, thank you, Brett, for going through the dungeon, and now we're gonna talk about Blade Dancer, third specialization, Way of
Ooh,
the Grim Reaver. Definitely has a bit of a darkness, Halloween-y theme to it because it's a little spooky, right? Right?
I think so.
Yeah, the
It's
color
also a
choices are
little
definitely a little.
awesome.
It's different. I think, especially we've seen with all with the different third specializations, um, there's been another shadowy figure that tends to be introduced, whether it's the assassin or with the kung fu master, right? The way that when you transform, it's kind of I'm seeing obviously a very common theme.
Yeah, it is interesting. They're almost like introducing new characters. Like there's the Blade Mentor with the third spec Blade Master, and then yeah, who's this like wolf that you trans into with the KFM? And now we have a new character as well tied to this third spec Blade Dancer.
Mhm, mhm. So I guess the question for everybody is like, who is the Grim Reaver, right?
Yeah, who is this guy? So as Linda will show you, there's this character that you can summon. You saw him in the video intro,
Hmm.
but who is the Grim Reaper? We have some theories. Should we talk about the theories now, or do you want to talk about the third spec skills first?
We should just talk about the theories now because we're gonna show through the third spec anyway, so people are gonna see them.
Okay. Yeah. So I've dug into the lore, Linda. I've dusted off some Marshall tomes. I've tried to really research here. But the thing is, like, I know the community knows like Blade probably better than I do. So here's some theories that I came up with about who is the Grim Reaper. Is he the ghost of Trove past? Is he a Dark Realm beatboxer named DJ Deepcut? Everyone knows DJ Deepcut, aka MC Home Slice. But what does he look like? Is he maybe he's like
I
or
like that deep cut.
like he always wears a mask? That's like a thing with like EDM artists, right? Is he Zulia's edgy ex-boyfriend? That makes sense, right? Zulia was pretty out there. Is he a Dragon Union delivery guy that really wants you to read Brother Hajun's letter? Who is he? I feel like there's going to be archive footage somewhere of like some old Christmas special that we did for Trovemas, and this guy's going to be in the footage, and he's going to be like, he's taking off his mask, and he's like, read the letter, and then people are like, what? Like, who is this? It's got to be a thing, Linda. Or option E, I'm very curious to know, does the community have any theories of who this guy is? Like, he doesn't look like he's a Lin. Is he a Gon? Is he like the first Gon blade dancer, but and also the last blade dancer that was a Gon? I don't know.
So we have a couple. Pico Laj, 86, is Jung Hado's brother. Let's see.
Oh,
Somebody
very
agreed
good.
about. I just lost. Of course, Maltese. Uh, of course, it's DJ Deep Cut. We have DZ Dizga. Dizga. God, I'm so awful with pronunciation. I apologize. BNS Next Top Model. I like that one. That one's actually really good. I think that one. And then we got one E from Mikasa 93. It's Lusung. I mean, it's always Lusung, right? I think that that's
Oh,
that's
yeah,
that's
yeah,
oh that's
yeah.
that's really good one actually. So,
That is a good one.
all right, okay. Well, thank you, Brett, for putting that together. I know it was a little silly, but I think it's always fun to kind of throw in those little
Yeah.
tidbits. That's very creative. All right. Well, I'm going to talk about our Blade Dancer third specialization. Very exciting. So, as you know, this class has a Grim Reaver that you can summon to fight with you, fight alongside you. You can kind of control the summon as well because he offers some flexibility. Not exactly like the Warlock's Thrall where you summon him and you cast him and he just kind of does whatever, or and it's not exactly like the summoner's familiar where he kind of does a bunch of these combo attacks or you can tell him to do certain combo attacks. The Green Reaver you can control, you can move him different places, and then you kind of have a lot of synergies in your fighting abilities. So I'm going to go ahead and summon him. He does summon very quickly. His cooldown is fairly short. He's like you get like 20 seconds while he's up, and then it's like another few seconds for the cooldown to officially come down. So I'm just going to spam a couple attacks just to show you. So he will perform some joint attacks with you, and if we go through some of the things you see that he will be attacking as well, and then he just despawned as you can see. After he despawns, we'll talk about that too. So you see some of these little X's that pop up. Those are grim marks, right, Brett?
That's right.
And every time the Grim Reaver attacks, you gain an additional Grim mark, and you can stack up to 10 because it's one slash for each.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Okay. So
That's what
there
Linda
is a
said.
particular skill rotation for this. I've had a few days playing around with the Blade Dancer, but your biggest damage factor is definitely going to be your right mouse button. About 3 of these, and then you will stack. It's not soul absorption. What do we name it now, Brett?
Soul Drain, I think. It's called
Soul
Soul
Drain.
Drain.
Yeah. And when you stack Soul Drain, it triggers your F key, basically. It's very
Yeah, your F.
handy. There is a lightning draw stance too, which I found not very useful for me when I play, but definitely, when you're going against a training dummy, it's not like, oh, what's the point of this? So I assume when you're in a dungeon or, in PvP, you will find that draw stance a lot easier or a lot more fruitful to use.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
okay.
Just to jump in real quick, I think one of the things that's cool about this spec is it still
Oops.
has everything that you've come to expect if you play Blade Dancer. You still have spin to win. You still have draw stance. You still have aerial skills.
Hmm.
So yeah, you can still do everything that you pretty much expect from a Blade Dancer. But then you also have the Grim Reaper and the new skills as well.
Right. So now we're looking at the talents. Of course, you have 5 to basically pick through. The top one I've noticed while going through it, it kind of decide. The first row you use it mostly to decide how you want to do your DPS and how you're essentially really going to play this Blade Dancer specialization. So Deathblade, I prefer using Deathblade. It it enhances basically your main DPS skills, your right mouse button, Grim Strike, and Twin Sabers. Death Draw, which is pretty interesting because this is mostly uh, comes in handy for when you're in draw stance. So if you want to use draw stance a lot, this is the talent that you would select. And then Deathwalker. This is mostly enhancing Grim Reaver's attack power, as you can see. If you're planning to use the Grim Reaver, which you should be using anyways, but mostly like to control him or to move him around to do certain specialty skills, Deathwalker is where you want to set that to. So I'm going to put that back on number 1. Now, row 2 is basically, I've noticed, is your tab skill alternative, Vortex. So here, increases movement speed. I personally love movement speed because I get hit a lot. Wind Wall triggers damage reduction during
You and me
Vortex.
both, Linda. You and me both.
Thanks. And then Ghost Dance, right? Decreases retreats cooldown, increases the moves made of your evade skills. All right. So last rites is basically your Grim Marks skills. So I will show you where Grim Marks are and how you can utilize it, but this again decides what skills you use. I like it on number 1, but it might come handy if you use Contagion instead, or Death Sentence. I'll hover over here so you can read over that. It just offers different skills essentially when utilizing your Grim Marks. Raid and Storm. This is kind of your F skill after using tab, because then when you trigger tab, it actually triggers another skill that you can use. So
Yeah,
Raid
so
and Storm.
after you spend to win, you get an F skill, and that F skill changes with these talents.
Right. So Raid and Storm increases attack power when you use Maelstrom, resist an attack, decreases cooldown Raid when you use Maelstrom to resist an attack. I like Ghost Shroud because I keep saying gross. Ghost Shroud does is it offers a party effect, which I think if you're playing in the party, you would kind of find it very useful. So I personally liked it on 2. And then Ghost Storm activates Ghost Storm, inflicts daze for 2 seconds on opponent. So there's definitely a lot of different combinations with what's those types of skills called? Like your knockdown, your status effect skills.
Yeah,
So you can
sure.
choose between if you like, kind of giving you that control to like, if it's like a 1v1 opponent or you're playing solo, things like that. So that kind of comes in handy.
So many CCs with this specialization. It's a CC.
Yes, CCs, that's the word. Thank you. So I'm going to leave it on Girl Shroud. I'm going to put that back there because I like Funeral Pyre. And then finally, your 5th talent.
Little, Linda?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot about that.
Fine.
There we go. On your 5th talent, this is what empowers your Grim Reaver. So this 5th section is totally for your Grim Reaver. So these are the skills that he'll have, the skills that he can trigger, and the skills that will basically alternate.
Could you move it just a little to the right, Linda? Yeah. Sorry.
That way?
Yeah, it's underneath your...
I see, I see. Sorry, I forget my overlays on the left and not the right. Good. Okay, better.
Very nice.
Thank you. So yeah, so these basically controls your your Grim Reaver. So I'm gonna leave this, which is already the way that's set on my talents. There you go. That's the right word I'm looking for. So we're good there. Okay, so you're going to definitely want to have your Grim Reaver up as often as you can. Again, he does add bonus damage because he will have certain attacks that he does on his own, or you can have or control him in any way you want to do it. So again, let me summon him, and let's just kind of get some parties going right here. So you want to definitely use your F skill and then to continue, because that's a big bulk of your damage. But then it also, you want to maintain it up because you definitely want to use your V and C because that comes in handy. And then if you guys saw for a split second right there, my F skill changed to Funeral Pyre. And when you trigger that skill, it will automatically use all of your Grim Marks. Now, if you don't use that skill, your Grim Marks will eventually disappear anyway, so you can't just kind of hold on to it, because I tried. I was like, oh, maybe if I didn't use it correctly, I can trigger it later when I resummon him. See, as you can see, the cooldown's already gone. I can quickly resummon him. The green bar is essentially, I think, how often you can summon him and how much energy he has, because if you don't watch that bar, there's a point where your Grim Reaver, when you summon him, he's not going to do anything. So then he goes away, blah, blah, blah. Now, if you already have an F skill, which is, oh gosh, I need to try to remember what those skills are called. The reason why I can't remember what the skills are called, because they were named one way and then they have been renamed. But that's not Brett's fault, because they have to be renamed.
Sorry, Lynn.
No, it's not your fault.
Yeah.
It's not
Are you talking about the Grim Mark skill?
Twin Sabers, sorry. Twin Sabers.
Yeah.
So your default F, if you use talent 1, you're going to have Twin Sabers, which is your F skill. And which is important to keep, which is important to use, because if you don't use it, if it's up, you won't be able to use Funeral Pyre or the Grim Reaver specific Grim Mark skills. Okay. So it's Soul Drain. Soul Drain is also beneficial for your C and your V, which I shouldn't have been spamming F, because I should have been using V and C skills, because it will do more damage using the Soul Drain. So let's do it again.
Yeah, the green bar is called Conjury, and like Linda mentioned, it recovers you recover 5 every couple seconds, and it powers up the Grim Reaver's attacks. So you need it. Ideally, one of as high as possible. And then you can see she's gathering up the Grim Marks. See it's there, and that will enable her to use that F skill, like she said. The
Yeah.
Funeral Pyre in this case. There it is. There's Funeral Pyre, and there's the kind of green flame effect is the last part of Funeral Pyre.
Thank you, Brett. Appreciate that. And it's the timing. I'm obviously doing this a little bit slow because I want to make sure it triggers. But at the same time, if I'm a bit of a button masher myself, so if I button mash a little too quickly, I won't notice the Green Reaver, slightly getting ready to go away. I won't see the skill trigger. So that's all on me. But I'm sure you folks who are much better at skill timing and key timing, you're going to hit that with no problems and be able to run that very easily. So that's essentially the Grim Blade specialization. Am I missing anything, Brett?
Not really. I mean, I can show just a few random things on
Oh, yeah.
my client if you want, but no, like Linda said, it I feel like this class steals from. I know some people love Lin and some people hate Lin, and I feel like the reason people hate Lin is because they steal so much cool stuff from every other race and class. Like even the F skill. If yeah, I could show this on my client real quick. Like even the like basic F skill that Linda was talking about. If we look at the animation, you can see. Let me try to give you a better angle here. Um,
Nice dragon tail.
so you can see how I have 2 swords there for a second. I don't know if you saw that. Oh, there's a delay. So I'll attack, and then you'll see when I do my F skill. See how he has 2 swords there for a second? That's why it's called twin sabers. So it's like stealing a little bit from the destroyer, where you get like 2 weapons. It's one of those like quick blink and you miss it sort of things. But like Linda said, the Grim Reaver isn't quite like a thrall. It won't tank for you. It won't attack automatically. But just about everything you do, you can do a little bit better with when he's out. When you press Z, you can see my Z thing changes, and I can command him using Z again. I can also, if I drag someone with Phantom Grip, I can draw them over here. It's going to take a second. Sorry. I forget there's a delay. So if I pull this guy over here, I can press my 2 skill, and Hangman, he'll just come attack him right then and there. So just about
Poor
everything you
Hangman.
do, you can. Yeah. Yeah. It's going to take a second for my client to catch up. But if I summon the Grim Reaver again, Z, you press Z again to command him. and then he can do stuns and dazes and things like this. Even your aerial skills, he'll help out, and he'll attack people in the air when you fling him into the air. So you can use him to daze, and then once they're dazed, you can attack aerial. Then he'll go into the air and attack him as well. So he does a lot of follow up stuff that kind of just makes everything the Blade Dancer does better. I mean, obviously, there's some things that the other two specializations can do that this one can't, but the Grim Reaper is super cool. I think it's a great, very unique addition. So yeah, if your favorite colors are green, black, and creepy, if you like the Grim Reaver, or if you're just looking for something that's got a little bit of everything from a bunch of different classes, I think this is a good spec for you. Let me show one other skill really quick, which is um, tied to an item. I have to go to a different training dummy for some reason to show it. As usual, there's new gear for the specialization.
Oh,
So let me show you the. Um, I know it's kind of confusing when you get new gear, especially with the Mystic badges and Soul badges. So I have here some of the items that are related to third spec. I don't think this is a totally complete list, but the Soul badges that are related to third spec include Alluring Soul Badge, Retaliation, Archaic, Accolade, Vantage, Prowess. And then the Mystic badges are Harmonic and Escalation, I think, is the kind of the top tier one for this slot. So I'm showing my Escalation Mystic badge, and this triggers a new skill that you can only do if you have this Mystic badge called Hellhound, which I will show here. Again, it's a blink and you'll miss it sort of thing. So I'm going to try to give you a better angle here. This should be okay.
I actually
So
didn't notice it myself because I have the that particular mystic badge equipped, and
let's see if you can see it.
but
So if you
spammy.
see, um, I don't know if you can tell what that is, but it's basically a giant wolf head that kind of like ghostly chomps down. Um, so very cool stuff.
Do it again.
Um, okay, I have to wait for my cooldown. But yes, I will do it again. Let me see if I can give you a better angle here. Maybe like here. If I go further away. You see the okay? There's a couple second delay.
He's stretching.
And Ghost Wolfhead. You see the
Oh, it's
teeth?
right
You
at
see
the
the teeth?
end. Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah, it's right
yes.
at the end. Um, so regarding gear, thank you so much, Linda, for showing us this specialization. Um, yeah, I think Linda and I
No.
both, when we were like, why isn't the Grim Reaper doing anything? And then we realized he builds off of your like skills and stuff. We're both like,
Yeah,
what's
yes.
going
Like,
on?
what is
So
it?
thanks for doing the research on that, Linda.
Oh
Um,
no, no, it was a pleasure, and it was actually a lot of fun. There were definitely a lot of resources, as some folks already know, that are available online, and I had some helps from some fellow community members, so I definitely want to give a shout out to them for providing that because it definitely offered me a lot of clarity. We had some design dev docs that were actually very handy at having me understand the class. So this is just a very quick preview of the Blade Dancer third spec because obviously my play style and your play style are going to differ greatly. I'm going to admit, I'll first admit, I'm not a very good gamer. I do love playing games, but I do kind of suck at it. And
no. Well, Blade Dancer's not
it's a
always your
matter of
class,
fact.
right? So you have to learn a
But
new
I
class and
love
then learn
Blade
your
Dancer. It's such a
specialization.
fun class, and then learning this kind of
It
made
is a
me
super
wanna
fun
wanna play
class. It is a
made me wanna
super
play
fun
Blade
class.
Dancer again.
I
But
feel like you're
I'm
just
going to stick
running
to my
around
warlock.
spinning and like cutting people's ankles off, and you're like, and people are
None
like,
of
oh,
that.
that little Lynn should say that on air. Okay,
Yeah.
but if we go to my client real quick, I just wanted to show if you do happen to have a bracelet for another specialization. Let me move this over.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, so, for example, if you have
Oh, we lost Brett for a little bit there, folks. So no worries. He'll
the
be hot back. Oh, are you back, Brett?
oh, did I drop off there? Or am I
You
back?
did for a second. Rip
I'm sorry
audio.
about that. So I was talking about bracelets. So uh, apologies, I'm not sure where I dropped out. But if you have
Somebody said the
the
Grim Reaper
Awakened
got you.
Storm Rage bracelet or the Awakened Wild Rage bracelet, which are the bracelets for specialization 1 and 2 of the Blade Dancer, and you want to get the Awakened Thunder Rage bracelet, um, you will need. Oops, that was silly. Should have done that. You will need this nifty item called the Unrefined Thunder Rage bracelet, which I believe you can buy at Emperor's Tomb from a elusive merchant named He Jisang. You'll find him at Emperor's Tomb, is where you buy this. Um, and as we usually do have um, with new specializations, we also have an emblem. So there's a Grim Blade emblem. So, for example, if I have the Awakened Celestial Emperor ring, stage 1, for another specialization, and I want to change it to this specialization, I will need the Grim Blade emblem. Let me give a second for my client to catch up with you here. And where do you get the Grim Blade emblem? You can get it at the Dragon Express. I believe it only costs, I almost said $1, but a gold. I'll buy that for $1. Um, and as you can see in the Dragon Express, when it pops up here, we have an emblem for Spinning Storm and Thundering Blade, as well as the new specialization, which of course is Grim Blade. So you can switch in and out with your accessories, and it only costs 1 gold. So that's fairly easy to manage. And yeah, I would, regardless of whether you hate Len, love Len, I would highly recommend checking out this specialization. If nothing else, you get like a giant Gon dude. I think he's gone. I don't know. He's pretty tall. The Grim Reaper's pretty tall. Maybe he's like
If
a
I,
really
ooh, that's a good
tall.
question.
Excuse me.
If he's a gun,
So,
he is pretty tall.
so
I mean,
even
if
if you
he's
don't
really
like
tall, then
Len,
he has to be a gun.
right? Yeah, yeah. So even if you don't like Len, at least like you have a Gon creepy guy that's fighting for you, right? Which is kind of okay? Question mark.
Yeah, totally. You can always make a really big Lin too. I made this
You
like
could
it was
always
really
make a
funny
really
because when
big
we
Len.
were when me and Brett were doing this like practicing through, he had this really tiny Lin and he couldn't even see her or him probably. And then I have a medium sized one, but usually when I make my
Yeah.
Lin, if I make a Lin, I try to make it really, really short because I don't know, there's just something funny about it being really small.
Oh, for sure. There's nothing like playing the game through the main story as a big Gon, and then switching to a tiny land and being like, "Oh, why am I looking at these like tables differently? Why is everyone so tall? Oh, that's why."
It's like, oh
It's a
hi
totally
everybody.
different like perspective on the game.
It's short people problems, and I definitely have that same issue. I have a friend who I always tell this story to some folks. I have a friend who's like 6'4". It's pretty tall, there's definitely much taller people out there. And I'm about 5'2". I'm exaggerating a little bit because I'm a little under 5'2", but my friend, he actually like stooped down to my height once and he was like, "Oh my God, Linda, the world is so different down here." And I was like, "What? That's dumb." I'm like, "What do you mean it's so different?" Because he's
Yeah,
just, he's literally a foot taller than me.
yeah.
So
If you
good
have
for him.
tall
And then
person
there was another
problems
time.
or short person problems, you can share it in the chat. You can talk about it.
Oh yeah,
Sorry,
please
I didn't
share.
mean to interrupt. I didn't
No, no, no. I
interrupt
was
you, Linda.
saying there was another time which I thought I was actually a little shorter than like going under this tree. So they had like a tree branch. I thought I was shorter than that. So when I was walking, I went doof and I walked right into it.
That's something
Yeah.
I would do
Anyways.
for sure.
Yeah. All right. So sorry, Linda. Random story time is over, but I always have to share something randomly personal about my life. Okay.
I think that's it for third specialization. I think that's about
That
it,
is
right?
basically it for third specialization. So you're talking about changing specs on your accessories. What's
Uh-huh.
actually really, really, really awesome, and I originally thought it was temporary. We now have a permanent feature where you can change your Mystic badge and Soul badges. Now, certain Mystic badges and certain Soul badges. So all of that is available in the Dragon Express. So if we go to my screen and pop this bad boy open, So I'm currently using the Escalation Mystic Badge. As you see with Ghost Wolf, this is kind of a really good Mystic Badge to use, and that will trigger when you use, oops, your C skill. So Death Toll was what I currently have. So let's
Mhm.
see. If we go to Manage Equipment,
Could you move it
I'm not.
over to move it
All
over
right,
just a
wrong
little
way.
bit?
There we go. I keep moving it to the left. I don't even know why, because I should know to move it.
Well,
So I'm
you're
not
like Beyonce,
obviously
you know.
not
You're always
upgraded.
going to the left, to the
I can kind of wiggle out of camera too, but I'm not going to do that. So with my Escalation Mystic Badge, I can change it to Thornbreaker and Groundbreaker, and you see here this Groundbreaker Essence if you want to switch over to Groundbreaker Mystic Badge, and there is a Thornbreaker Essence if you want to switch over to Thornbreaker. So there's definitely some bonuses there, and
Awesome.
I'll show you where to get that in a second. And then that was my Mystic Badge. Where's my Soul Badge? This is my Soul Badge. So here's the Soul Badge. If I want to switch to Paragon, I just need the Essence for it. Same with Wingrise, the Essence. Now, where do you get that Essence? It is in the Dragon Express.
So, are you
Oops, let me
saying
scroll
that
down.
all classes going forward
All
permanently can change out
classes going forward.
certain soul badges and mystic badges? That's
That's correct.
pretty. That's pretty great.
That's great. So again, one gold. You just need to grab whatever essence you need, selection chest, right? And you can change out your badge depending on your spec too.
You know, the
So
one thing that's on
this
my
is what's
wish.
currently available.
Oh,
Oh,
awesome.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brett.
Yeah. No, no, no. You go ahead.
Oh no, this is available for all classes, and it is permanent.
And you can
So I'm
see the
doing the
different
dance because
essences
I
there.
think it's very exciting.
Yeah. Well,
Anyways,
I
you were
was
going to
just going
say,
to
Brett.
say, yeah. You know, I feel like you know what I really want. You know what I really want for. It's not going to be for Trovemas, but I'm hoping next year that they add something to the upgrade paths that's for Mystic Badge and Soul Badge, because those aren't really like upgrade paths, but it's just it would be so nice to have an easier way to see, this Mystic Badge is for this spec and for these skills, and
Mm-hmm.
this Soul Badge does this. I think it would make it easier for the players to choose. So I'm hoping I feel like I've been a good boy this year. That's my Christmas Trovemas wish. So I'm hoping next year we can get something like that. But
You are
thankfully,
always a
we
good
have an
boy.
awesome community, and a lot of people in the community know what each Soul Badge and Mystic Badge does. So definitely lean into your community, lean into the resources that are available online. If you're having trouble deciding which Soul Badge or Mystic Badge to get, there are people that can help you out. And yeah, as always, thank you to our community for yeah, diving into that stuff.
Okay, so let's switch back to my screen. I'm going to go through some of these chests as well. Some folks had some good questions about like, what if I have my psyche on it, or what if I'm at a higher stage? I can't answer that question right now, so I will do the research and see what answer it is, or what that answer is. There you go. So this is the master one. So
Yeah,
it's
I'm not sure how
Exhilaration,
psyches
Paragon,
work
Wing
though.
Rise. Yeah. So here's the warrior chest. I have a Ransu or my warlock. It's time to upgrade her soul badge. I need to upgrade her mystic badge. Oh, so that's essentially what you'll be able to switch with. So very excited for that for sure.
Yeah. So I think it's a I think
Bonjour.
some of this text isn't correct. I think the second
Oh,
set of Warrior Soul Badge and Warrior Soul Badge Essence chest, those should be Mystic Badge chest, if I'm not mistaken. Groundbreaker and that sort of thing. So apologies for that. As usual, this is not the final client. Some of the text is not violent. Final.
oh, I see
Violent? What
what
did I
you
say?
mean.
Yeah.
You
So you
said
see how it
violent.
says so instead of Warrior Soul Badge Essence Chest and Warrior Soul Badge, the second set should be Mystic Badge Essence
Yeah,
Chest.
yeah, I see now. Just a minor typo. We can get that fixed. But you can
Yeah.
see this is essentially, what you
Mhm.
need for if you want to change your mystic badge.
Yep.
All right. Okay, so I think that basically summarizes the third spec and then the accessory transfer. So again, it is available for Blade Dancer, but it's also available for all classes permanently. So you'll be able to switch, depending on what you're feeling
God
like.
bless
If you want
us,
to try
everyone.
to, If you want to try a spec, you can switch to do that. Just to be a little bit, for accessories, it won't be as easy because it's only available to um, blade dancers, but you'll be able to switch your soul badge and mystic badge.
Yeah.
All right, so somebody's already asked. It's time for treasure trove. And we'll try to make this quick, but it's time for our yearly treasure trove. It's an exciting time, our trove mess, and there's a couple of new costumes in trove. And we've actually made a few really handy dandy trove changes that I'm really excited about because I think they're much needed changes that we've been needing to bring onto trove. So Brett, you bring up the trove, and I'll kind of go over quickly some of the changes. Well, you know what? We just
Yeah.
let me open
I
up.
can bring up
Oops, that's not.
Trove on my client if you like.
Oh, thank you. So Trove, yeah, Trove, Brett is using is on the treasure trove window. So if you're um, uh, a player who hasn't unlocked all of the different slots, um, the expansion slots, you have to pick that up from the home and store. But the first two are definitely free. So one of the cool changes that we've added to Treasure Trove is a lot of the materials have been consolidated into chests. So instead of seeing, Legion crystals, Soulstone crystals, like Moonstone, those types of, or sacred crystals, like as individual things that you can pick, you may still see them here and there. They have essentially been consolidated into chests, so a selection chest. You'll be able to open one and pick whatever one reward you want later. So that kind of condenses the amount of items in Trove, but hopefully there's still very useful items for you. We've also done some gold reduction costs to purchase the items too, so that is very exciting. Brett is currently unlocking all the different slots, and again, to unlock the slots, you have to buy the item from the Hong store. And then
Treasure
we also
Trove
added a
expansion.
bunch of We've also added a bunch of tradable item chests as well, tradable items. So, even if you get something you don't like, you can put it on the marketplace to sell it.
Yeah.
Oops, we scratched my face. So Brett has opened the trove. Looking good, Brett. So again, we have our guaranteed rewards based on the number of unlocks keys that you spend in treasure trove, and then we have the all reward list. So Brett's going to show us the reward list and all that good stuff.
Yeah. So a lot of the solo dungeon currency is here. If you're just if you're tired of fighting Mao, I know a lot of people just get tired of fighting Mao. You can get alpha emblems. So lots of useful stuff in here. These are the bonus
Yeah,
rewards, of course. Um,
bonus guaranteed
Sacred
rewards,
vials,
right? And they reset when
pet
you hit
packs.
the end, of course.
That is correct. And you can see at the 300 level here, we have some psyches. Ooh. And what does the legendary beast tamer's psyche remind us of? It reminds us that, and I quote, a strong warrior can slay a dragon, but only a master can tell it to sit. Some little words of wisdom for you there. But you're not here
Thank you,
to hear
Brett.
me talk. You're here to look at the rewards. Um, so let's go to the key rewards here. And let's go down the list. Ooh, True Thunder Sucks. Blah, blah, blah. True Thunderflux Soul, True Vital Surge Soul. It's almost like, Linda, it's almost like we have a new like tier of soul available or something.
Oh, do we?
True Majestic
Hmm.
Heart. Could be. Yoharan's Accessory Exchange Ticket. This is another way that you can exchange accessories for your third spec Blade Dancer. We have some cosmetics. I'm not going to go over the old cosmetics.
Oops. We lost a little bit of audio from Brett, so hang on for a second. I love home internet. I actually forgot to Ethernet cable. Oh, Brett, we lost you for a second.
Hello. Okay.
Yep, you're
Am I
back.
back? Sorry
Yep,
about that, guys.
we lost
Um,
you right when you said you weren't going to go over the old cosmetics.
yeah, I mean, if you really want me to, I can. But
No, there's not a
Cosmos,
lot of old
reset
ones.
triggers. Yeah. Sealed ink brush and lotus illusion weapons. Stone scale. Sealed storm. This is the one, if you remember, that contains a bracelet. Uh, ba, ba, ba. We have dyad gilded. And these are the nice thing about these are selection chests. You can get whichever specific one you want. So we have dyad gilded pentagonal, dyad gilded square. Oops. Um, we have dyad gilded triangular obsidian. Um, lots of Hong Moon gem selection chests. The Thornbreaker Soul Shield selection chests.
Oh yes.
Uh,
So again, soul shields have been a good portion of them have been consolidated into chests instead of getting that individual one. So I think that's a pretty nice
yeah,
change.
absolutely. Greater Narnia Sanctum Bracelet Chest, Halcyon Hills, Unleashed Omega Pet Aura, Icebreaker and Razzle Dazzle are older cosmetics, but they're very winter themed. At least Icebreaker is for sure.
Icebreaker.
And
Yes.
Winter Wonderland. What is this?
What is Winter
Ooh,
Wonderland?
ooh. Is it a Winter Wonderland? I think it is. I think Tieflin is looking good, looking festive. One of my
Oh,
favorite
that
parts
is
of this costume.
adorable.
One of my favorite parts of this costume is the the little star detail, as well as this zipper that's over the boots. Very cool details on this costume.
I finally feel like for once the dudes have some decent shoes.
It's true. I feel like
I'm
this
I'm
costume
sorry.
is.
I'm not
I
even a
feel like
shoe
this
person.
costume.
That's just a. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, what were you saying about shoes?
I'm just not a shoe person, but it's always the first detail I notice when I'm looking at the costumes, the shoes.
Yeah, I feel like this costume is sort of like that tight knit costume we had, the controversial tight
Oh
knit costume.
yeah.
But it's kind of
We're
like
not supposed
part.
to
It's kind
talk
of like the
about the
Christmas.
controversy part, Brett. Gosh.
It's like part two holiday version. The females don't quite get boots, but they get these like cool socks, which are fun. I feel like those are pretty
Socks
fun.
is like it's so funny, right? As an adult, you just love getting socks now. I love buying socks because like my feet
Yeah.
are always cold, and my feet are totally cold right now.
Oh, you know what? I'm forgetting to do, guys. I messed up. I forgot to put on the hat. There we go. There we go. What was I thinking? All right, we'll
Gosh,
show off
Brett,
the
put the
hat as
hat on.
well. I know.
There we
uh,
go.
yeah,
Extra
so you can
winter
see for
theme.
it's a hat for the males. Females get these little barns of yarn. I think this actually looks really good on the Lynn because of their ears, which is kind of fun. So yeah, I think this is a cool. Honestly, sometimes we get new costumes and I'm like, but I think they did a really good job with these Winter Wonderland costumes. That's just my opinion. You are, of course,
Brett
welcome
knows.
to disagree. Frost feather wings, also very fun. Lots of fun Winter Wonderland cosmetics. Uh,
Those wings look nice.
yeah. XP charm, some other rewards here. You gonna say something?
Cool. Yeah, no, I was gonna say, like, if you want, Mark, if you want to switch over to my screen, I will show off the Winter Wonderland costume on the Summoner.
Oh, there's a summoner version, y'all.
And I try to make my cat as giant as possible. So this is, well, let me flip my Summoner around. Boop, boop, boop. God, I forgot. I have to do the other thing. So, tiny Summoner. I made a really tiny. This is the
The
Wonderland Weapon
summoner's
2.
about as tall as the cat. I love it. Oh,
I
look at
wanted to
that.
make
That's
it super
awesome.
giant without it being super creepy because then they have those different types of sizes. But
You can
anyways,
also preview it on your inventory as well, I think, right? That's super
yeah, you
cool.
probably could. Was that an NPC? I just
It's
kind
like
of
a
wanted to
Santa
shop.
hat. That's so
So
fun.
I put the blush on the kitty. Extra cute.
And then you could be one of those cat owners that dresses up exactly like your cat does. Little gloves. Little, oh, excuse me. They're not gloves. They're kitten mittens, right?
Is that what they're called when you put them on the wrist?
Kitten mittens. I don't know.
I
I was
have
just
no
trying to
idea.
rhyme.
I'm not a cat owner, and I wish I was, but I'm not. One day, someday. I actually want a dog, but yeah, I want a poodle. Actually, I've been kind of falling in love with poodles, but like I don't want like a toy. I want like a miniature where he's kind of as big as me. But there's part of me really wants to get like the giant poodle, the normal sized poodles, and they're huge. And I kind of want that whole like regal, like look at me walk my full size versus my standard poodle.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I could totally see you with a poodle, Linda.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I want a silver poodle. Somebody said he
Yeah.
wants a bird. Cool. Sorry, I
Yep.
interrupted you, Brett. Just want to finish going
No,
through
no,
the
no, no, no. So
rewards for
we can
Treasure
go back
Trove.
to my client whenever, and I'm just going to show the rest of these rewards here. Some etching stones, various psyches, including some of the newer ones like Whirlwind Psyche, Amara Psyche.
Hmm.
Uh, the etching stones is one of those things I forget about, but it's a great way to boost up. And we have a Winter Wonderland, the same theme, the same matches the costume. We have a Winter Wonderland weapon chest for illusion weapons that are holiday themed. These are super fun. They have this kind of reindeer detail. I cannot talk, excuse me. Very snowy, very cutesy, and very fun. Now, the question, of course, is what color? Ooh, the bangle.
It has no
What?
color. I mean, I have no.
That's the gauntlet you're looking at now. But the
Oh,
bangle,
oh, oh. Okay.
look at that. It's a Christmas tree. It's
I
a
mean,
Christmas tree.
it's. I think it would have been better if it was green, but it's kind of like this. Is it red? Orange red? I'll go. I'll give it that.
It kind of works. I think it kind of works. Cute. Oops.
That's adorable.
Definitely going for a cute theme. Cutesy, cutesy. Oops.
What's that? Oh, is that the dagger?
That's the dagger you're looking at
gonna
now.
get gonna get stabbed by a Christmas tree. So was the dagger the
These
same
are
as the
fun.
warlock razor?
When I get to the end, I will double check for sure. Double check for sure.
That looks like a freaking like a ray gun or something really. I don't know.
Yeah, these are fun. They had too much fun with this. Oh, wait till you see the bow. The bow is crazy.
Oh yeah.
I hear it's a little crazy.
That's. I have no words.
I have no words, she says. She is speechless. And confirming the dagger and the razor are identical, but we will show them just in case. Just to show that they're identical. So
They
yeah,
didn't even
that
change.
is Winter Wonderland illusion weapon. So that's illusion weapon. We also have the new Stargazer. Look into the stars.
Is that new?
Similar
Really?
to Cosmos, if you remember the Cosmos one. This one's kind of more steampunk, has kind of a astrological meets astrolabe theme.
Oh.
And this one has an animation, which I can show you as well. Very cool. The amount
I
of
think that's
detail on
really
these
nice.
ones, very cool. And the question everyone wants to know, what about that bangle? What about that bangle? What do you think? What do you think the over-under
I was gonna
is?
say
Oh,
purple and yeah.
purple. It's purple. I think that's actually a beautiful bangle. These are
You gotta
very
have fun.
cool. Um,
Somebody's asking about sheets. I don't think you can technically preview a sheet through the window, right? I think you have to log on to a character that has it. I don't have a
log onto a
warlock
character
prepped,
that has what?
unfortunately.
I'm sorry.
Warlock, if you want to see the sheath of the weapons. I don't
Oh,
have a
I
warlock
don't.
prepped, so
Yeah, I don't.
we won't really be able to
I
show
am
it.
not
But
on a warlock at the moment either, so I'm not sure how we would do
keep
that.
it in mind for next time, for sure.
For sure, for sure. Yeah,
So we
either
we
have an
definitely got some
assassin or
warlock
a.
warlock lovers out there.
Good, good.
There
I
are
can't wait
dozens
till
of us.
warlock. Warlock third spec. I'm telling you, it's gonna be awesome.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah, and let me. I think my character has this, so I can show the animation.
Is that the orb? That's pretty.
The orb is always the last. So when you equip the weapon, you will have an exclusive constellation stargazer themed animation. That's kind of
Oh.
cool.
Oh, I saw
Yeah.
somebody with that in game. I mean, when in game, I mean
There's
on
a
the QA
similar
server.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think there
And I was
was
like,
there
who is
was
that?
another weapon that did something like this. Maybe it was Cosmos did something kind of like this, but this one's more purple and more like uh, what's it? Orbit E? I guess is the I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's
Something
doing
like
like
that.
an orbit, like satellites do
uh,
on a planet.
but yeah, I think that's all. I'll go back and see if there's anything I missed in the rewards. I think it's about it.
That's basically it for Trove, and it's gonna be in game next week on the 16th, so you can see it in
Yeah,
game then. So I'm hopping back on to my Blade Dancer. Let's do a couple of Trove spins. Give it a
yeah.
minute.
There are some rewards towards the end of the list that I did miss that you can show if you want, Linda. We have like
Yeah, no, 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 you're
uh,
good. I'm just gonna show
master
some of the
material
Trove stuff.
chest, scale selection chests, fragment
Whoops,
selection chests, core selection chests, some upgrade selection chests.
I've
Um,
received an email or a mail from. All right.
the
Hey,
festive
Marcus,
winter
which
and snowflake skill illusion books are available. So
hmm,
lots of Trove Miss options is
Trove
the
miss
long
options?
and the short of it. And of course, we have chests that are full of good old fashioned gold. Ooh, what'd you get? What'd you get? What'd you get? What'd you
I
get?
didn't really get anything. I was just spinning a couple of spins earlier just to spin it and well, not really spin. I don't know why we say spin because you don't technically spin Trove, do you? Oh, whatever. Yeah, I just
I
kind of
mean, it's.
unlocked the five keys and this is what I got. Um, so you can see on my 2-star, I got some psyches. Here's a selection chest, so you can select between Sanctum Core, Sovereign Core. Pretty handy in that sense. Sealed Grand Celestial Steel, you can trade
Yep.
away. So that's pretty cool. So let's do another five. Oh, wow. Okay, I did not expect that. So let's see what we get for a 3-star. I got the Stargazer illusion, like you showed. Let's see. Emperor's Tomb Reset, Outstanding Reputation Charm, Icebreaker Illusion Chest, Inkbrush Illusion Chest, Lotus Illusion Chest. Oh, this is our illusions. These are all chests, with the exception of the Outstanding Reputation Charm. So on my 1-stars, you can see some more selection chests where you can pick up some of those certain items. Heavy crystals. Yeah,
Upgrade
that was pretty good.
items as needed. Not bad, not bad.
Yeah. Gonna buy me some evolve stones. I wish I got this on my character right now, but that is okay. Man, somebody just said I got some noob like soul. I'm like, man, this is my GM character, so it doesn't matter. I do technically have
Yeah.
like a low tier soul on my main. So, okay. So that is essentially Treasure Trove. And again, it'll be going live on the 16th, along with Grim Tidings, or update with Blade Dancer and the House of Idols. Okay, so let's move on to events. So let me close my window. The event is pretty straightforward. It's called the season of giving. Essentially, you kind of do your daily stuff where you're running your daily challenges, and by running daily challenges, you will get a snow globe. With snow globes, you take it to the Dragon Express, and then that's not it, and you can buy the frozen gift box. The frozen gift box, as you can see, is tradable. So I will get into that. Now, to open a holiday box, you need keys. So these keys are dropped from dynamic quests in certain dungeons. So that full detail will be available on our events preview and the patch notes. But I forgot which key was the highest level key. The keys are broken down by tiers, and I think maybe it's red. And by using the best key, you also get the better rewards. So let's try that. 2 keys. Wow, it just gave me a bunch of random stuff. So I got this, that. Not bad. That.
Slight delay with the client there. Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hey, not bad. Got a bunch. 4-hour cooldown. So what also makes it very interesting with the frozen gift box is we actually have. Um, oops, let me move this over. Also, sorry, folks.
That's
Hover
okay.
over this. Oops, doesn't tell you what's inside. Let me try that again. Oh, I can't open it again. Dang it! I messed up. Do you have a chess, Brett?
I can get one real quick.
Yeah.
Which
Oh,
the
well,
holiday
we'll
gift
let
chest?
Brett summon a chess. Yeah. And then while I talk about this, so you can hover over the rewards when you before you unlock it with the key. So in the I'll go back to my window. So in the Dragon Express, you have frozen gift boxes, and you can purchase two a day with the snow globes. We're also running a kind of remember this event's called Season of Giving. So if you trade away these frozen gift boxes to your friends, clanmates, or whoever by mail or direct trade. We're actually keeping count of all the trades you're doing. And at the end of this event in January, we are going to give you rewards based on basically how generous you have been this season. So, two things you can either open them yourself, which you probably want to do, right, to get a couple of rewards, or you can give them away. There will also be some boxes in the Hongman store that you can buy and give. Uh, so, you have to, the only way it's getting tallied is by through mail or direct trade. If you gift it through the store or put it on the marketplace, that is not going to count as it being given away. So again, full details will be available on our website when we post the event preview and the full patch notes. So that's pretty cool about this event. And I think it's kind of nice. And at the same time, if you are the top person per server who was the most generous, will get a special reward as well.
Ooh.
Yes, yes.
I do. So I do have gift boxes. They don't have a preview, unfortunately, but
Oh,
I could
okay.
just open up a couple if you want. Or
No, there's a 4 hour cooldown, so we can't open up too many.
oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but those details will obviously be in the article as well as the patch notes. Um, if you want to look there. And then you can
Yes.
also see the rewards that are available at Dragon Express
Hmm.
for
Yeah. So snow
frozen
globes
gift
are
box.
from completing your daily challenges. You get the keys from dynamic quests, and you buy the boxes in the Dragon Express. And you can either open the boxes yourself or you can trade them away to earn yourself some cool rewards. So you get reward either way.
Cool.
That's
Season of
essentially
Giving.
this the
Love it.
season of giving. So no grinding or no AFK, none of that. Just the good old fashioned play the game. Cool. Um, all right. So I forgot to mention this earlier. I wanted to do, well, actually, in the theme of the House of Idols, we actually commissioned a a talented artist to create a doll for us. And with that doll, I would like to give one away during this live stream. So
A doll of what, Linda? A doll
a
of what?
doll of what? I'm not sure what that doll looks like. Let's see what that doll looks like. I think he's pretty cool.
It's a pot dog doll. Oh my goodness. Look at
He's
that
so
guy.
adorable.
Just look at
So
him.
we
His
had a pot dog commission. We have a few made, and this is the first one that we got, and we took a bunch of cute little pictures for it. Now, he's not the doll that's in the House of Idols, but he's still a doll, and I would like to
yeah.
in give one away today. So cute little pot dog. So
Someone's
if you've been
Trovers is
chatting,
coming
you've been
early.
yelling at me in chat, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna randomly roll for one person and I will message you. Now, we do have region restrictions and country restrictions. So if you're unfortunately from countries that I can't send it to, I will have to pick another winner.
Yeah.
All right.
And
So
that's not our fault. That's just
it's
laws and regulations that come
laws
with
and
that.
regulations, not just the U.S., but also related to
Mhm.
your country as well. All right. Oh, I'm gonna send a message, and
You know what we
you
need right now
tell
is we need
me. Well, oh, it
we
didn't
need
work because I kind of.
I
What
can't really
happened?
do a drum roll. You know who can though?
Who can?
Is DJ Deep Cut. If DJ Deep Cut
Uh,
was here, it'd be like
Calm down, Brett. I'm just
I
kidding.
wonder. Do you think his voice is like really? Well, he does kind of laugh when he dissipates. I bet he has a deep voice. It's like kind of like what was that guy from the Addams Family that was like you rang? You know, the guy with the deep voice that would
Oh,
show up. Lurch was his name. Thank you to Mark, our producer there. Yeah, maybe he has a voice like that.
I'm trying to
Or maybe
message
he's
somebody.
he's like Mike Tyson. He has like a high soprano. You never know, Linda. You never know. But
Really?
yeah, I'm excited for whoever gets this pot dog plushie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little jelly, but I'm gonna get over it.
Sorry, you don't get one. All right. Well, while I'm doing this, why don't you talk about the other changes that are coming?
Yeah. So as with any update, we have some other changes. We have some other updates. Um, the prime wield will now have default to two channels. There's going to be a reduced threshold to generate another channel if capacity is reached. So hopefully that will help out uh, with the prime wield. Um, the Ebon Realm is coming back. As you know, the Ebon Realm was this creepy area created by the Ebon Drake cult as a sort of utopia to help others understand their philosophy. Auto hunting is in place, and Ebon Blooms is the currency to spend for items, as was last time around. There will also, correct me if I'm wrong, Linda, there will be no PvP in the Ebon Realm.
There is no PvP. You're absolutely correct. PvP is disabled, but it is an
Yeah.
auto hunting zone.
So yeah, if you want to auto hunt, it's always fun to kind of watch your character just like bing, 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 for a little bit and get yourself some Ebon Blooms, which you can spend on items. Um,
Oh,
as
I
we
realize I should
alluded
teleport to that
to,
person.
yeah, if you want to, I could do that as well. As we alluded to, also we also have new tier of soul items, which I can show in my upgrade paths in my client, should you so
Yay! Thanks,
desire.
Brett. I'm gonna go TP to or Windstride to
Windstride,
the
yes.
Ebon realm.
So let's start with souls. The soul of Christmas past. Um,
Are you a big
so,
Christmas person? I mean,
I mean, is "It's a Wonderful Life" one of my favorite movies of all time?
mm,
Yes. Did my parents used to read "Twas the Night Before Christmas" to me when I was a child? Yes. Are my favorite colors red and sometimes green? Yes. So yeah, I guess so. Sure. I like Christmas. I like Christmas.
right
I like
on.
Trove myths. I like the Christmas season. I like the Hanukkah song that Adam Sandler sings. It's a fun time of year, Linda. And I'm a big
It's a good song.
Pentatonics fan. What can I say? Um,
Oh,
so yes, as you can see, so Awakened Thunderflux, True Thunderflux now goes to the next tier on this side, which is Thunder Spark. Can you see that? Is it blocked by my? Let me see if you can see the stats here. And then True Vital Surge on the other side is the next. Oops. On the other side goes now to Divine Spark Soul. Um, and that goes all the way up to, as you can see, True Divine Spark Soul. Um, so some evolution info there. And then here's the True Thunder Spark on the other side. So the next tier of souls is now available. Some really good buffs. I mean, I feel like the 1450 critical alone gets me excited, but these are really strong items. And in addition to souls, as we also alluded to, and feel free to interrupt me if you want to go back to something else, Linda. Uh,
oh no.
we
So
also,
the thing is, they would like you to show upgrade costs. So can you show the dude? I teleported to the wrong place. Can you show the cost from was it True Vital Flux to the True Divine Spark or whichever name it is.
Yeah, so we want to start with. So we want to go from. Let's do it this way. True Vital Flux. Starting. Target. And you can see it on the side here. So a lot of sacred vials is basically what you're looking at, which is as expected. 121 nocturnal scales, some pristine oil, and of course a whole ton of sacred vials. All right. We also, as I alluded to earlier, new ring. Ooh, so this agitator ring item is, give it a second to catch up. This agitator ring item is the ring that you get from defeating Hexylexi in the House of Idols dungeon. And that is your feeder item to the new tiers of rings. As usual, we have a PvE and a PvP. The PvP focused one is the Hyrule, and the PvE focused is Earthborn. And those go from stage 1 all the way up to Awakened stages. And since you're probably going to ask, I will do the same thing here. I'll show the Earthborn. And you can see the costs of upgrading on the side here. Whoops. So this idol ring is again an item that you get from the House of Idols. That's why it's called Idol Ring. So that is what you need to upgrade from Agitator to Hyrule or to Earthborn. Costs here. So to go all the way up, it is a little pricey. Lots of nocturnal scales, legendary jewels, and the usual stuff. 1,200 gold. Also see it down at the bottom here. So it is a bit of a grind to get there, but it's worth it when you get to the top. These are some good stats. And of
Can
course,
you
you can switch
compress that,
between
Brett, so people can see it a little easier?
compress what? I'm sorry.
The cost window. Hit that little triangle.
You mean
I think it's on the bar.
I'm not quite sure what you want me to do.
Yeah, me
I
neither.
will.
Oops.
Bear in mind, there's also a delay between my client and the thing here. Are you trying to get me to compress that
No,
part?
you're good. I am,
Reinforcement
dude.
path
I got
one? I'm not
myself
quite sure.
freaking lost in this dang Ebon realm. It's like, where am I trying to go? Oh, that's where I'm trying to go.
Okay. And this will all be available, obviously. Update to see it pretty quickly. And then we also have new gloves. You get an agitator glove from the dungeon, again, the House of Idols dungeon. And that is your feeder. A second to catch up here. For the new tier of gloves, which is God Hand, which goes up all the way to Awakened stages.
So we have new ring, a new ring, and new gloves.
That is correct. And the feeder for both is from the new dungeon, as you would expect. But yeah, good stats, good stuff.
Okay, finally figured out how to
Uh,
find my way into the Ebon realm.
Linda, do we know if there are cost adjustments for any of the other glove, ring, or soul items? Do we know
I
if that's the
can't
case?
recall exactly what the cost changes are, but there are cost adjustments for soul,
Okay.
And there are also some minor changes for accessories, and those will be highlighted in the items in preview that I have set scheduled for tomorrow to be posted on the website. So I'll have some details in there for you guys, but I'll have the link to the cost change for Soul spreadsheet as well. All right. Okay. So I figured out how to get to the Ebon Realm. I knew where it was. There's so many zones in this game. All right. So I am at the Ebon Realm now.
Awesome.
And if you talk to this dude, read the lore, exciting times, he'll let you in, basically. Let me in. You know what? I should have gone in earlier. Now you gotta wait for this whole loading screen.
That's okay. Ah, the Ebon Drake. Maybe the Grim Reaper is the Ebon Drake. Like he's the black dragon that the cult members are always
I
talking
mean, you're
about.
not completely
He's like
wrong.
finally here. He's finally here. But that would mean he's all evil and weird and stuff. I don't know that that's the case. Here's another theory. Maybe the Blade Mentor that shows up for third spec Blade Master. There's that woman that kind of chides you when you're the third spec Blade Master, and then there's a skill where she actually shows up. Maybe it's like her first student or something, or like it's her husband. Someone said Jung Haru's brother. I think that's a good
Yeah,
guess as well.
that
That's
was
a
my
really good
favorite.
guess as well. I like that. Or Lusang. It could always be Lusang.
Lusung's a good one too, because Lusung's like completely evil and all that good stuff, right? Yeah, finish your
uh,
thing. Just gonna quickly go through it. Get some. Right? You can pick up your quest here. Duh! No, I set myself back. He doesn't give you a quest.
it's fine. It's like he has four eyes or six eyes or something. Yeah.
This is what happens. Don't read the text.
Does he have four eyes? He has four
Uh,
eyes. He's so
the Grim
edgy.
Reaver.
I don't know what to. Yeah, I don't know what to do with this guy. He has like a
Is
mask
it a
with four eyes.
is
He
it a
has
puppet?
Christmas ornaments hanging from his hat. He has the kind of like Ronin bad boy look. This guy's too cool. Too cool for school.
I
But
should
was
have
there
read the
something
letter.
you were trying to? What were you trying
I was
to
trying to show off the
describe?
NPC that has all the equipment and.
Got it.
Well, okay, now you guys know. Don't talk to that homie thinking that you're gonna get a quest because he's not gonna give you a quest. He's just gonna teleport
Oh,
you out of the
the
Evan
guy that
realm.
sends you back. Oh, I hate that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know what you're
he's
talking
like
about.
perfectly right there. Oh,
It's all good. It's all good. Um, but yeah,
so mad at myself.
Evan Realm is a good
Well,
place
anyways,
to get some blooms, get some currency, get some items. Good way to
yeah. So,
catch up with your upgrades and all that.
yes, the ebb and blooms is what drops in this area, and you can use it to buy it from the Dragon Trader, certain items. And ebb and bloom. So the ebb and realm is a permanent addition to the game, and um, the ebb and blooms are fragile, so they will technically expire in about 3 months' time. So you have time to use it, but you do need to spend it. All right, don't talk to that dude because F him. I'm so bad still. That was kind of like yesterday. I was working on the items and systems article and my computer crashed. And it's like,
Uh,
oh, no big deal. When your computer crashes, for the most part, Word saves everything for you, right? But my dumb dumb was like, I opened up Word and I thought I opened up all the documents that I needed. And my dumb dumb clicked, like, no, I don't need these files anymore. And deleted the entire
you
items
need
and
to
systems
move
article.
it over again
And I had to rewrite it.
when
Oh,
you
yeah, I'll move it in a
get the
second.
yeah.
So yeah, you have to be in the Elven realm, and this dragon trader will trade you items for your Weapon Bloom. So you can get a Grand Celestial
Not
weapon,
bad, not bad.
Incinerator weapon, Grand Celestial rings, and the Ebon Realm Crystal Chest, which just has materials that you need. So Grand Celestial wing, and then you can get your Grand Celestial Soul Shields, and your Nova Core Soul Shields. So if you don't have this stuff, it may come handy dandy for you. All right. So I'm just gonna look over. Oh, but that wasn't what I was looking for. this thing is so slow. So let's go back to looking at Soul. I think so. Again, we'll have the items and systems article, and I'll have a link to the Google sheet that we'll have, and I'll detail you all the cost adjustments. Oops, I hate when I do that.
Yeah, because it's always a big. It's not just one cost adjustment; it's like several dozen because there's all the different stages and all the different things.
Whoops.
So we'll have all that information available, guys.
Yeah. So laggy, laggy. So if you have True Thunder Spark, and sorry, if you start a True Thunder Flux to go to True Thunder Spark, this is the cost it will be, and minor lag. So
Yeah.
total costs for path 1 and path 2. Okay. You went over gloves, rings. I mean, that's kind of essentially it of what this update is going to detail. Um, this live stream, we really want to just kind of showcase what's going on with this update, kind of give you a preview of some of the content you're seeing. We are on the QA server, so there's still a bunch of stuff that we're still working through and which we finalize very soon for the release on
Mhm.
December 16th. So do look forward to Grim Tidings. And it is the end of the year, and I do want to wish you all happy holidays. Stay warm, stay safe. A lot of you had questions about, what's next for Blade and Soul. So, we're actually working with the dev team right now to define the roadmap for next year. So, I mean, I think there's a lot of exciting development that's happening for Blade. So, 2020 was definitely a very interesting curveball, right? I mean, in terms of our lives and
Yeah.
development. So, be safe, hang tight, and am I forgetting anything, Brett?
Nope, I don't think so.
I don't think so. All right. So I will wish you again happy holidays. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Thank you so much for your patience. If you have any particular questions, like I know I saw questions about like, hey, is the silver steel weapons, silver steel accessories, can they be sealed? I don't have an answer for you, but please post them on the forums and I will try to find those for you. So thanks again for tuning in. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch. We do have a YouTube
All the
channel that's really
things.
exciting. And make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram if you're not following us there already, because we will be doing some happy holidays giveaways. Um, so
Ooh.
thanks again and take care, everybody. Be well.
Happy holidays. Stay safe, stay
Bye. Happy
sane. Thank you, everyone.
holidays.